Hello everyone, welcome to this lab in our table storage series. In the last video, we saw how we could add an entity to a table storage. So we have a table in a storage account and we want to add an entity to it. We saw how we could do that in the last video. In this video, we want to see how we can add multiple entities at a time. Because I mean, in the real world, you wouldn't be adding one entity at a time. Most of the time, there might be situations whereby you will need to add a lot of data at a time. So we are going to see how we can do that in simpler terms today. So let me share my screen first. Let's go to the Azure portal. Yeah, so we are going to be working with our country table. As you can see here, that table is currently empty. We also have customer table here, which contains what we added in the last session. So our country table is empty, but I want to walk you through where I got inspiration for the code from. See here, or this. Yeah, I think it's this. Yeah, so this under the Azure profile on GitHub. So there is a section for transactional batch. So this was where I followed the instruction. I followed this documentation to be able to come up with my own code. So you can also, if you're having issues, you can always go back to this documentation and you'll be able to figure it out, or you can add comments in the below the video and we'll see where it goes from there. So let me go to Visual Studio without wasting any much time. So as I said, we are working with countries table. I don't need to spend time on these variables anymore and how we are connecting to our table storage because we always do it in each of our videos. However, in this case, we are defining a variable called batch partition key, and we are assigning a value to it. And this value, the partition key, when you want to do a batch insertion, the partition key should be the same for each of the entities. So that's why we are defining this variable here. Then we have a list. We are also creating a list type. We have a table entity which is of a list type, and we are declaring it over here. Then you can have as much entry as you want for this table entity. It's a list. I just limited it to 3. You can make it 10. You can even connect it to an external file. You can have an external file that has all this your data in them. But because this is just we have just 3 entities we're adding, and it's just for demo sake. I just wanted everything to be in a single file. So for each of the countries, I'm using the name of the country as the role key. So in the case of Ghana, we have the president, which is Nana Akpo. So ignore my spelling. I was trying to be fast. I was rushing while doing this. So I would have, there are some typos around the spellings. And I believe the independence of Ghana was in 1957. We also have for Rwanda and for South Africa. Then we are creating the batch over here. So we are creating the batch still using our lists. And we are defining a transaction batch over here. Then we are adding entities to the batch. Then we are submitting the batch. Then we are using a loop to go through it. And it will tell us, let us know if which of the batches was complete and the ones that wasn't added to Azure. So without wasting much time, I will be adding all the codes that I'm using to the GitHub page. So this channel has a GitHub page. All the codes, I'll be adding them to it. I've not just had the time to push all of them, but I will do that very, very soon. So let me run this program. Yeah, so let me stop sharing so that I can share the output screen. So, okay, let me run it again. So I think I still had the previous program running, the one we worked with earlier on. So let me close it and let me run the one we currently have. So let me open Visual Studio. So I had a lot of projects running in Visual Studio at the same time. So it was fetching one of my older projects. So I've closed that now. I believe um this should work now. Yeah, so let me reshare now. So let me run it again. Hopefully it will run this actual program. I would have used Shift F6 so that it will choose this particular file. Yeah, so let me now share the output screen. I know I used to use Shift F6 or so, something like that. So we can see that everything was added, Ghana, Rwanda, and South Africa. And we can see the dates that they were added over here. But we are going to confirm all of this from the Azure portal. We are going to see if our batch, everything that we've seen, the entities that we've added are reflected in our Azure portal. Okay, so we were working with country. So let's see if we have South Africa. Yeah, so you can see Ghana, Rwanda, and South Africa. You can see the timestamp. You can see the president, the capital, and the year of independence, even though it's wrong information. So that's how to add multiple entities at the same time. I hope that you find this video helpful. I'll be adding this link to the description also for transactional batches so that you can go through it yourself. Yeah, so have a nice day, everyone, and let me know what you think about the video in the comment section.